Hi there. I'm Paul Hagan. I'm our Senior Manager over Trade Marketing with Wizards of the Coast, and joining me is Liz Lanfaro, our Global Brand Manager. We're going to be chatting with y'all today about Magic Origins and everything that goes along with it. I've got in my hand here a list of questions that retailers have been asking, or areas that they've been curious about along the way about the set and some of the kits that we're sending out with it. And then also, if you look off to the right side of your screen, there's an area where you can enter in questions. You can say, hey, if we're not covering something, just type it in there. We'll make sure that we get to it. Now, as one call out, we're on a little bit of a delay. So if for whatever reason we don't answer you right away, don't panic. We've seen it. We'll get to you. We'll make sure that we're covered. But why don't we dive right in? And Liz, why don't you just kind of start by telling us a little bit about Magic Origins?
Sure. Well, actually, I'm going to start by telling you about that in the context of why are we dressed like this? So Paul doesn't always walk around the office wearing goggles, and I'm not always dressed in my green beret, green mana t-shirt, and my really awesome and powerful staff. But it is Origins coming up pretty soon. So Magic Origins is a great moment for you if you're a Magic fan. So this is the perfect moment to get new players in, to re-engage with the game. It's all about our 5 key Planeswalker characters. So you've got Gideon Jura, you've got Jace Beleren, Liliana Vess, Chandra Nalaar, and Nissa Revane. So I am taking some inspiration from Nissa and showing my Planeswalker pride as a green mage. And I can see here that you're a little fiery today.
Straight to the dome every time.
All right, that's good to know. So some of the themes you're going to see here are things like how these Planeswalkers sparks ignited. You'll see that play out on the cards. You'll see that in the story, which has been going up on Uncharted Realms if you haven't seen that yet. And we want players to find that Planeswalker that touches a place in their heart that's just for them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, at the pre-release, my understanding is we've changed up pre-release packs a little bit. So how is this working different from where we've been in the past?
So a couple of different things have occurred here. So typically when you go to a pre-release, you'll say, oh, I want to play red. So you'll grab the red mana box. Well, this time, instead of picking a mana box, you're picking a Planeswalker. So inside that pre-release box, you're getting your six boosters like you would normally do. You're getting a story card, you're getting a spin down dice, and so the story card is going to tell you a little bit about that Planeswalker story, and it's an exclusive piece from the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. You'll be able to see some of the story that's going in there. But the unique thing we are changing is you're going to get a new booster that goes in there, a 7-card seeded booster. So that is actually going to help players get the color of cards that they want, because sometimes in the past, you'd pick up a pre-release box and say it was black. That seeded booster might not have enough cards in it for you to actually be able to play black if you wanted to, but this is going to make sure that if you pick Chandra's box, for example, you'll be able to play red. Now, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a Planeswalker card in there, so don't get any ideas, but it will make sure that certain that you can play the color that you want to.
Great. And now the promo, the pre-release promo also comes in there.
Yes.
And we're continuing the theme that we set up with Cons Block, which is it'll be a rotation of 1 of 8 different rares or mythics per color.
Absolutely. So we want to make sure, again, that we're keeping that game pace, so that gameplay exciting and keeping it up to those fun standards that we know you guys in your stores are setting, of making sure that everybody's having a good time and you're not playing the same game every single time you play against someone with the green mana box.
Right. So beyond the pre-release packs, we're also doing something special at pre-release with our players, right?
Yes. So hence the gear that we've geared up in here. So what we want to be doing is telling players and fans that this is your opportunity to say, hey, you know what? Maybe I don't want to go full cosplay. Maybe I haven't cosplayed before, but I want to come in wearing all green. And I want to celebrate that Planeswalker and show my Planeswalker pride. So then if you come in dressed as Chandra, you can pick up your Chandra box. You're ready to go. If you come in dressed as Gideon, wear your full-on armor. Totally cool. Pick up your Gideon box, and then you can just immerse yourself in all things awesome. I am excited about Nissa. I don't know if you've seen her Planeswalker card out there yet, but the staff is coming with me to pre-release.
Nice. So, and that kind of keeps going after pre-release. We're celebrating all Planeswalkers during pre-release, and then after that, we're doing 5 weeks or something, right?
Yes, that's awesome. So that's a great thing to point out. So theme weeks. We've seen retailers really just do some awesome stuff with themes of sets in the past. You know, for Theros, we saw a lot of toga parties. With cons, we saw people trying to take people into like, what would it be if we had different clans in our actual stores and gameplay communities. So now for theme weeks, what we're asking you to do is take it to that next level. So for Liliana week, for example, you might want to break up that Halloween decor again, bring out some gothic materials, and you know, serve things like black licorice or purple M&Ms and that kind of thing, and make it fun. You know, for Nissa week, we're seeing things like you know, putting up vines, putting up streamers, serving up some green cupcakes. Why not?
Cupcakes.
I've heard some suggestions even for Chandra week of having fire dancers hired for outside of your store. Make sure that you've got outside. Make sure you've got safe space for that. But this is a great opportunity to say, okay, now we've got these. They're our superheroes. Let's make sure we're giving them ample airtime and turning them into the celebrities that they are.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, kind of our pre-release experience, and we still have launch weekend and game day and buy box. But my understanding is we've also got a couple other kits going out with this, right?
Yes. So a couple of things are different this year. So one of the things we wanted to make sure we were doing in addition to things like theme weeks, would you be so kind as to hold my staff? Okay, that's powerful. Don't mess with that.
Now I'm with the gruel.
It's your gruel. So you might have seen these hitting your stores. See, don't I look like Nissa? Okay, maybe not.
Hair hides.
My hair. So you may have seen these coming out. So these are the store decor kits. So you'll be getting 5 posters this size, and they're double faced. So you've seen this side with the key art for Magic Origins, but then on the back, now that's pretty epic. So we're showing how awesome these Planeswalkers are. This is really detailed art. You can't see it on the webcam right now, but when these hit your stores, be sure to make some good use of these. They're really nice on hard cardstock, but we're hoping that they'll be a great addition to your store decor and help make Magic a bigger part of your walls, which is awesome. So that's the store decor kit. It also includes, as I'm putting things down here, table numbers. They're easy to assemble.
Yeah, there's no cutting, anything like that. It's just fold along the dotted lines.
And then insert. It's really easy to do. And I believe it's numbers 1 through 12. 1 through 12. And these will be reprintable online so that you can cut them out and make them again yourselves. But this way you have all the things you need for a great tournament or table number of pairing assignments. And then you'll also have window claims for some of your display cases. So little Planeswalker symbols stick up in the corner. Just another way to help make Magic more a part of your store. So that's the store decor kit.
Okay.
But then we've got something else, which I'm super excited about. So you'll be seeing these little deck boxes. It doesn't have anything in it right now, but you'll be seeing these awesome deck boxes coming into your stores, and they'll be filled with 2 sample decks and a sheet of stickers, and you'll get about 20 of them per store. And these are called welcome kits. So the nice thing about this is in the past, I know a lot of stores have been using the sample decks to help teach players, but they give them the sample decks and then they've got a big jumble of cards and no place to put them, and maybe they don't want to buy a deck box just yet. This is the answer to that, and it gives you a great looking thing that feels very high quality that you're handing to a player, giving it to them for free, so that this way they can then learn, you can help teach them through it, and then they can come back for a Friday Night Magic. So that's the key with this, is that as that player is coming in, you're assessing their skill level, you're making sure you're making a welcoming environment for them, you're handing them something that feels awesome, looks awesome, and will play well, and then you're inviting them back to Friday Night Magic into that really welcoming environment that you've already created. So awesome. Welcome kits, awesome stuff.
So and now, and just as a reminder,
take my staff back.
And just as a reminder, if y'all have any questions, feel free to enter them in over on the right side of the screen.
Yep.
Now, on Welcome Kits, that is a pilot program, right? It's not something that we're reordering. This is us trying something a little new and then gathering feedback from the community, right?
Yeah, that is a great point, Paul. So one of our best resources for information of how things are doing is you, the retailer. So we want to make sure that if this is working, if there's tweaks, if you want more of them, if they don't work at all, please let us know and let your account support staff know, so that we can then make modifications or change things, or potentially make more of them.
Yeah, we'll be making some phone calls and putting out some surveys to draw out your feedback as we get clear of it a little on down the road.
Yeah.
Now, that's a lot going on. Welcome kits, the decor kits, theme weeks, Planeswalker Pride at the pre-release.
It's a jam-packed set. This is a lot going on.
Yeah, there's
a big deal.
There's one other thing, right?
Yeah.
Kind of a big thing electronically.
I feel. I wonder if that. Magic Duels. So I know a lot of you have used Magic Duels in the past in its previous iteration called Duels of the Planeswalkers, and you may have had that in your stores in some sort of kiosk, but now this year's version of Magic Duels is awesome. It is a entirely new digital Magic experience. So coming out this July in conjunction with the Magic Origins set release. So it's coming to iPad, PC via Steam, and Xbox One. PlayStation 4 is going to come out a little bit later this year, but it's a completely free-to-play game. You'll be able to download the game to your device, play through for free, earn coins, trade those in for boosters. This is the perfect thing so that when you have a new player coming in, you hand them the welcome kit, you walk them through how to play, and then you tell them to play duels between the time that they are coming into your store and coming back for Friday Night Magic. That's going to be the big glue that holds it together to show them exactly how to teach or exactly how to play Magic.
Yeah, it's the best way to become familiar with the game at your own pace.
Absolutely.
Great.
And we've done some different things this year with the game of breaking out that tutorial into little bite-sized chunks, because Magic is a big, like this big of a, it's a big concept to try to teach. And so by parsing it out, Duels is going to act as a really great supplement to the instruction you're giving in your store.
Oh.
Yeah.
So just kind of do one last call for questions if any have come in. I do have one here that cropped up before this went live from Brenton, who asked during the pre-release, what format should you be running in? What format should the pre-release actually be in?
That's a great question, Brenton. So one of the nice things about those pre-release boxes is they give you a contained experience. So you should be going with the sealed experience so that they get that immersion into the Origin set. They want to play Gideon's Planeswalker box or Jace's Planeswalker box. They can actually go through that process and understand all the components that are in there. So sealed is the way to go.
Great. And then meanwhile, standard would be a great environment or a great format for launch weekend and game day, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That standard environment is the thing that we want to be showcasing, because I'm really excited to see what Origins is going to do to the standard game. So if you see different changes in your players' decks and how things are being built for standard, let me know. I want to know it's hot.
So if there's one thing, it's kind of a last question, if you wanted to give everyone one thing to do, one thing to focus on for their Magic Origins events, what would that be?
You're going to be getting a ton of new players coming into your stores. And the important thing with this is with this influx of new players, because let me tell you, Magic Duels is going to bring in a ton of them. You're going to want to make sure that you're creating the most welcoming environment possible. I mean, we've seen over and over again that those players who come into a friendly environment where they're welcomed, it's inclusive, they're seeing a diverse community of people, they feel like that's a good place to be and that they want to come back. So take a good hard look around your player base and your community and see, like, is there something I could be doing that's different? Are there players who I can challenge to say, hey, I need you to step up and be a role model in my play community? So we want to make sure that we're asking store owners and you as retailers to really take a hard look at what can I do different this time around to make sure that I'm being awesome for new players.
Right. Well, it doesn't look like we have any more questions there, so I appreciate all of y'all joining us. And if you have any questions that come up after the fact, feel free to give us a call, drop us an email, and y'all take care.
Happy pre-release.